Hi everyone, so welcome to part 2 of my Q&A session. Just want to say thank you to everyone who posted on Instagram and on the last YouTube video. Thanks so much for all your questions, and I have another selection to answer today, and I actually think I will have answered the vast majority of them, which is really good. So let's get started with today's questions. Number 1 is, do you have any other pets? And I think people might have been wondering this in case they thought I might have had pets at my parents' or other family members, and the answer is no, we don't. I live with my boyfriend and the guinea pigs are the only pets that we have. Next up is, how did you first get into owning guinea pigs? So when I first got piggies, I was about 15 or 16, and I was at that age where I'd had hamsters before, but I wanted a pet where I'd be able to be a bit more responsible for it, and maybe one that needed a bit more care. At that time I was trying to convince my mum and dad to let me get a dog, but they didn't want to go quite that far, so we looked at some of the alternatives, and one of my friends actually had guinea pigs and I just really fell in love with them, so that's why we went down the guinea pig route, and I really never looked back since. So number 3, is it hard having to keep up with your life and the guinea pigs? Answer to this, not really. As I said in my last video, I do work full time and I also spend time staying away from home. Luckily, when I do that, my boyfriend comes in and looks after them on a day-to-day basis. But yeah, I never really feel like I'm neglecting them or leaving them without, and in reality, the kind of everyday cleaning, excluding the big cage cleans and the everyday vegetables and hay and food, it only really takes 10 to 15 minutes out of my day, so it's really not that big a commitment. And then the other things on top of that, like spending time with them, bonding with them, socialising with them, that's all stuff that I want to do anyway and that I find relaxing when I've got home from a long hard day at work. So no, I wouldn't say I really have any difficulties working and then looking after the guinea pigs at the same time. Number 4 is, why do my guinea pigs lick my face, nose and hands? I thought I'd include this question because it's quite funny. It's very common for guinea pigs to lick our hands, or yes, even sometimes our faces and our noses. And one of the reasons I think is just that they naturally like the slightly salty flavour of our skin. But another reason, I think sometimes they do it when they're trying to tell us something. So if I've had one of my guinea pigs out on my lap for quite a long time and they're telling me that they want to go back in the cage or that they need the loo and they don't want to wee on me, they'll also lick my hands a lot and start nibbling as well, and it's just a way of telling me that they're getting impatient and they want to move now. So it can be because of things like that as well, that's why they do that, but I think it's a really sweet behaviour. And some people call it piggy kisses, which is nice. So number 5 is, why do guinea pigs run away and hate being picked up? And this is quite an easy one actually. The answer is that they are simply instinctive, natural behaviours. In the wild, these behaviours would have helped them to survive. So running away from sudden movements or sudden noises, and especially resisting being picked up because that might be a predator trying to catch them. They're just kind of instinctive, automated reactions that they're going to do, and it's going to be very hard to tame them to such an extent where they don't do those behaviours anymore. So some people look at it and think that, oh, they're running away because they're scared of me, they don't like me. It's not really like that, it's just behaviours that have become ingrained in them and they just kind of do them as an automatic reaction, and I don't think you should look at it and get worried about it in any way. Which kind of leads us on to the next question, which is, how do I get my guinea pig to trust me? I get lots and lots of questions related to this, and I have done quite a few videos on taming, but I might do a further one just to kind of consolidate and bring together some of the advice that's out there. But basically the general and the best advice I can give is just be patient and persevere. So continue doing what you're doing, hand feeding, taking them out for lap time, spending lots of time with them, just sat by the cage or stroking them in the cage, and they will improve over time. And don't forget that it's a learning curve for us as well. It takes time and practice for us to get better at handling them and predicting their behaviours. So for example, if there's a really skittish guinea pig, it runs away whenever anyone tries to catch it. You get someone who's owned guinea pigs for 5 or more years, they're really experienced, they can come in and pick up that guinea pig straight up and just make it look like the easiest thing in the world. And to someone who's a new owner and they've been struggling to pick that guinea pig up for ages and feel like they're exhausting themselves chasing it around the cage, then it's just that it takes time and practice, and you will get better and they will learn gradually over time to not be scared of you. So just stick with it and you'll be rewarded. Number 7 is, do you have trouble when bathing your guinea pigs? Yes, I think it's very rare for guinea pigs to enjoy being bathed, and it can be quite traumatic for them. So although I haven't had too many difficulties with it, I think that again comes down to experiencing and learning how to handle them best. Some guinea pigs' reaction to being put in the water is, I really don't know what's going on, I'm going to go into frozen mode and just hope that it finishes soon. So when they kind of get freaked out to the point that they just stand stock still, it can actually help us bath them and get it done quickly so that they don't get too traumatised by the experience. But in general, bathing guinea pigs is never really that easy, and they don't need bathing that much unless they're long-haired and really messy piggies. Once a year I think is fine really. Okay, so next up is, what is the best type of vegetable to feed guinea pigs? In response to this, there's not really a best type. I think you kind of must get to learn which ones are maybe not so good to feed every day or every other day, and the more occasional vegetables. And then there are some that are okay to feed a lot more. If I had to pick one that I really like feeding my guinea pigs and that I feed them lots, that is red pepper, because it's so high in vitamin C. You can be sure, even if they only get a little bit of it, it's basically giving them all the vitamin C they need for that day. Next up is, would you ever like to have a neutered male guinea pig? Yes, I would love to have a neutered male, and I did actually look into it when before I got Willow and Twiglet and Lyra, because the RSPCA had a few neutered males, and there was one in particular that I was looking at. He was only relatively young though, and they did say that he was very skittish, and the fact that he was going to be living with 4 females kind of put them off, and they kind of said it probably wasn't the best situation for him because he's a very scared guinea pig. So whilst I haven't done it yet, in the future I would definitely like to get a neutered male. I think it's more natural for them in the wild, where they have herds that are led by one male and a group of females. Then he can help sort out any dominance issues and keep it all nice and calm and everyone getting along. So I do really like the idea, and in the future I think I would like to have a neutered male piggy. Number 10 is, have you ever bred guinea pigs? And no, I haven't, and no, I don't think I ever would, just because I think there's so many guinea pigs out there that need loving homes. There's so much as well that can go wrong with births. I think you need to be really experienced at it, and you need to know what you're doing and know the ins and outs, and also know a really good vet, because lots of things can go wrong. If you think about guinea pigs, the babies come out really well developed. They start eating solid food in a matter of days. They've got their eyes open, they've got all the fur, they're basically ready to go out into the world and be independent almost as soon as they're born. So that in itself means that the births are difficult. The females have to give birth to large, well-developed babies, and lots of things can go wrong with that. So no, I don't think I would ever willingly breed guinea pigs. Number 11 is, what are the benefits of adopting a mum and a baby piggy as a pair? So if you're like me, you wouldn't ever think of breeding guinea pigs, but it doesn't mean that you don't ever want to own baby guinea pigs. Then a really good option is going to a rescue and getting a mum and one baby, or more than one or two babies that come with her, because then you get the benefits of having that little family group together, which is really nice. You've been able to give the mum, who is an older piggy, a loving new home, and yet have baby piggies that come with her that you can bond with them from when they're a young age, which is super nice. And last of all is, what do you like most about having guinea pigs? And I think this is a nice question to finish up on. I think that guinea pigs make fantastic pets. Some of the things that I really like about them are their unique behaviours, their little noises and their unique personalities. We'll also do a pros and cons video at some point because I think that'll help a lot of people who are maybe thinking about getting guinea pigs in the future but not too sure right now. Okay, so that is all the rest of my questions. Just want to say thank you again to everyone who asked questions, and if there was more specific ones that I've not answered, then I will try and get back to you in the YouTube comments. So yes, that's all for now, and we will see you in the next video. Bye bye! Hi everybody! So this video is all about taming in baby guinea pigs, and this is one of the most common things that I get asked about, so it's highly requested and I really hope it'll be useful for a lot of you watching.